What is up, guys? It is the Orange Hoodie, and today I'm here with a chill story time for you guys on how me and my brother were accidentally talking to strange random men on Garden Warfare 1. Now, to preface this story, I'm going to go ahead and drop a little bit of lore on you guys. Whenever I was in elementary school, really the only main console that I had played was the Xbox 360. Specifically, it was Black Ops 2 and Minecraft that had a chokehold on me and my brother. Um, Specifically, that was because we could play those with each other. We didn't really play a lot of multiplayer. Minecraft, you can't really do multiplayer unless it's with friends, either way. But with Black Ops 2, you could do multiplayer. We just never really played it, mostly because we didn't really understand how to. It was just too complex for our little feeble minds to comprehend how to get in the multiplayer part of the lobby. Um, but either way, we didn't really play it, and honestly, we were pretty ass at the game, so we probably would have gotten instantly told to fuck off and probably stop playing. Now, the first time that my mind was finally told what a multiplayer game actually was and how it worked, it was actually with Titanfall 1. Um, I didn't really understand how multiplayer games worked until I tried to play Titanfall 1 because I saw my dad play it and I thought it was really cool. And I decided that I was going to wake up at like 5 a.m. and try and play it before school. I tried to get into a lobby, there were 3 people in it, and I asked my dad, I was like, how come this worked for you last night, but it won't work for me? And that's whenever he told me, well, son, there actually has to be people on the game for you to play it. And I went, well, I play games all the time and there are people on it. And he said, well, this game has to have real people. Otherwise, this game can't play. So if nobody's online right now in the world, then you can't play. And then I proceeded to bash Titanfall for having 3 online active players after the game had come out within that year. And I hated Titanfall after and never tried to play it again. But the other multiplayer game that we were finally exposed to whenever my dad got an Xbox One was Garden Warfare 1. It was a cool combination of Plants vs. Zombies, which we had played some, and a cool combination of Black Ops, which obviously we had played a decent amount. Now that I was enlightened on what a multiplayer game was and what it did, I understood that in Garden Warfare that there were real people in the game. And I understood that real people could actually be in my game. What I didn't understand is that those people could talk to me. Now, typically, whenever me and my brother played Garden Warfare 1, typically it would go a lot of the times like, hey, I'm the older brother, so I'm going to play this game, and you're going to watch me play, and we're going to talk and have fun with it. And somehow he would have fun doing that. I don't really understand how. I was kind of being an asshole, but, that's just the older brother thing to do, I guess. Now, while we were both playing this game, typically we would be talking, kind of making fun of the people we were playing against, getting mad, calling people hackers, whatever kids normally do whenever they play video games and try and blame everybody else for them just being shit at the game. Now, there was specifically one time that I can remember where me and my brother were just talking. Then suddenly, we heard a voice. Now, we had heard these voices before. They would sound like real people, but we just kind of assumed that they had something to do with the game. That somewhere in the game, there were people that could talk, but we didn't really think that they were real people, and we didn't really process and understand that they were real at all. But typically they would talk, and sometimes it would be about the game, so we thought, okay, maybe these people are commentators. Like in Madden, we would play Madden and there would be commentators. So we kind of just assumed maybe that was it, and we didn't really acknowledge it. But kind of while we were playing, we would just be sort of like talking and going through it and just sort of just having a decent fun old time. Now there was one time in particular where we heard these voices, and it seemed like they were kind of commenting on like things that we were saying. And we didn't really understand this because this hadn't happened before. Typically, if we heard somebody on the game, it was typically multiple people, and they would kind of talk to each other and sort of commentate on the game, so we were just a little bit stunned as to why there was just this one guy kind of sounded like he was like trying to talk to us. And that's when we finally asked the question, can you hear us? Which was for some reason not a question that came up in our mind previously. Now when we asked that question, we surprisingly got the response, yes, I can hear you guys. After that, there proceeded to probably be a little bit of a conversation, but not one that I really remember too well. I just remember, a little bit from there, but a lot of mostly shock from me and my brother at how this guy could hear us. Because the thing was, we weren't wearing a headset. We had no headset on. There was no microphone near us. Me and my brother didn't even know, truthfully, what a headset was at the time, because even on our Xbox 360, we didn't even have a headset. The only thing that I knew about a headset was an actual Xbox 360 headset, but my dad had told me that that was not a headset for gaming, but instead a secret headphone tracker that he had to know Santa's whereabouts. Yes, that was something that he told me one time, and yes, I still do remember it. And no, it did not actually tell you where Santa was, because I put that thing on in the middle of the night, and it didn't do anything. Now, like I was saying before, we had essentially no concept of what a headset or a microphone or anything like that would kind of be like or do. So we had zero idea on how this guy could hear us, or that you could even do that in games. We didn't even know that that was a thing at the time. Now, obviously we still knew what multiplayer games were. So don't ask me how we didn't correlate the dots, but we did not correlate them. Now you may ask, the Orange Hoodie, how exactly did you figure out how you were talking to these people? Because as you said, you didn't have a headset on, so how else would you be talking to these people? Well, that would take us to prime Fortnite. I'm waiting for school. Typically, I'm not a car rider. Typically, I don't get to school very early. But I'm getting to middle school. I'm getting here early. I'm a car rider. And I'm waiting in line to get in school. And I hear these people talking about Fortnite. And I'm like, what is this Fortnite game? I don't know. I think this is maybe a thing where like, oh, they have a night where they play a game called Fort. And they like all get together and they like play it. Maybe it's some like after school thing that they do. That's genuinely what I thought Fortnite was at the beginning, by the way. So I keep on hearing this repeatedly coming up, and that's whenever I ask my friend, and I'm like, hey, what is Fortnite? And that's whenever he tells me, oh, like it's this game, me and my cousin have been playing it. You should download it, it's free. So I look it up, and sure enough, it's free. And back then, I did not like asking my parents for games. For some reason, it like scared me, unless it was like a game that I really, really wanted. I was scared to ask them for games that I didn't know if I was going to like. So I look on there, it's free. I download Fortnite, I load it up, I play it, and I loved it. But then, my friend asked me, hey, do you want to play Fortnite together? And I was like, yeah, sure. And he was like, do you have a mic? And I was like, what do you mean? I don't have a mic. Then I was like, he started asking me like if I had a headset or anything like that, and I was like, no, I don't have a headset. Like, again, I didn't really play multiplayer games. Fortnite was kind of my first sort of step back into that, so I was like, no, I don't have a headset. Like, I just don't play these type of games. That's whenever I decided to do some digging, and I decided to look up what else can I use as a microphone, and I started to look up, can I use my headphones for my Apple phone as microphones? Oh, I mean those, they can work, but they don't work very well. What else can I use? And I'm scrolling and I'm looking, and I find it, something I can use as a microphone. Now, whenever my dad got the Xbox, he got the Xbox One off release. He got the whole kit and caboodle with it. He got everything you can imagine. He even got Uno with it. He has the oldest Xbox known to mankind, and he has Uno with it. Now, what he also had with that Xbox One was a Kinect. And if anybody else knows, number one, if you know the struggles of not having a headset or a microphone and having to use the Kinect, I feel you, brother. I had to do that through all of middle school. And I'm telling you right now, in those Xbox lobbies, I was always the motherfucker that was echoing in there. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I had to play with the Kinect. Broke struggles. I'm sorry. But like I was saying, for anybody who knows, the Kinect has a microphone in it. And right there in that moment is whenever I finally put everything together. Every conversation me and my brother had while playing Garden Warfare 1, every person we made fun of, every person we killed, every person we laughed at, every conversation that we had heard, every time that we spoke, every person that we ever played Garden Warfare 1 against or with could hear us every single time that we played the game, because our dad's Kinect was hooked up to the Xbox, and we never knew that it had a microphone feature, and we never knew that there were actual people that could hear and talk back to us. So, me and my brother talked to a bunch of random men on the internet, had no idea that they were talking about us, or actually to us, or anything. So, shout out to my dad. He's the GOAT for putting me onto Garden Warfare 1. He's the GOAT for basically putting me on Garden Warfare 2. He's the GOAT for putting me on Xbox. I wish he put me on PlayStation though. But he also accidentally exposed me and my brother to potentially a lot of strange men on the internet. Luckily, no strange men made advances on us, because instead they probably wanted us to shut the fuck up, if we're being honest. But anyways, guys, I hope you like that story time. If you guys like it, and if you guys rock with it, be sure to like the video. Be sure to maybe put a comment down there. This isn't typically what I do. Typically, I try to go over like certain topics and have a more formal going about to my way of video presentation. But instead, I just decided, be authentic, be myself, and tell you guys a little bit of a funny story that I had revolving around Garden Warfare 1. So if you guys like the video, leave a like on it. But the Orange Hoodie, TOH, aka Toe, out. Peace out, guys.